If you guys are looking for a place to get some reliable Ultimate Team coins, be sure to check the link in the description below to cointraders.co and use code LEGACY for 5% off of your purchase. How's it going, guys? Welcome back. There's a lot of prominent goal scorers in the NHL. Some of them shoot a lot. Some of them shoot a little. Some of them get fed tap-ins by Crosby and McDavid all game. But where do they stand in the league? Today we're going to find out because we have built a team of all the most accurate goal scorers in the league. That best shooting percentages in the league from top to bottom. Before we show the team, I want to hear some guesses. Who's your guys' top 5? Do keep in mind, this is going to change every single night of hockey from when this video is made and previously edited and everything else. Because, you know, percentages change and whatnot. But let's hear your top 5. One rule we did make is you do have to have over 5 goals as a forward. Defenseman, I think I said 3 goals. When it came to defenseman, you couldn't, you know, have 4 goals in a season and 20 shots or something, because obviously that might be a little bit skewed just if you only played 15 games or so. But let's go ahead and take a look at this team. Starting off with our first line, and our first line is our best goal scorers, by the way, shooting percentage wise, is Alex Kaisin. 17 goals on this season. He has seen some time with McDavid and Draisaitl, if I'm mistaken, a little bit this season, but he's buried 17 goals and he's only needed 56 shots for a league best 30.3% shooting percentage. Then Elias Pettersson was one of the higher ones that are actually known for being a very good goal scorer. He's at 27.8% right now, 22 goals and 79 shots, correction. But Terry Filppula's up there as well, 25.7% on 9 goals, 35 shots. Does not shoot a lot over there, but when he shoots, it's going in. Our second line, we had Braden Point, Mark Scheifele, Tom Wilson, all around that 23-24% shooting percentage range. We go down, we got Skinner, Perron, and Pavelski on our third line. Perron, another one, might surprise some people up there. Then we have Leon Draisaitl, Matthews, and Frolik. Matthews being one of those guys that a lot of us kind of think of as a guy, he doesn't shoot a lot, but he scores a lot. Then Leon Draisaitl was the very last player to make this list for forwards with a 20.2% shooting percentage. So if anybody's below that, they did not quite make the draw. Everybody on this list was above it, at least at the time. They might have went and shot like 18 times last night, knocked that shooting percentage down a little bit, or they could have scored 18 times. Could be one or the other. You never really know. For defense, our first line D pairing is Matt Dumba and Jamie Oleksiak. Oleksiak, 14.8%, 4 goals, just barely making this cut. And then Matt Dumba's got 12 goals, 93 shots on the year, a 12.9%, best in the league among defensemen shooting percentage. Our second line is Shea Weber, Nathan Beaulieu, and then we have Dennis Kolowski and Maxime Lajoie. I like Lajoie. Is it Lajoie or Lajoie? Lajoie sounds so much cooler. It should be Lajoie if it isn't Lajoie. I really like it. And Kolowski, bottom of the list again, 11.1%. So it's very, very tight for the defenseman, 12.9 to 11.1, which is pretty solid for defensemen considering a lot of them are shooting around 4 or 5% on the year. You see Brent Burns over there, for example. Guy shoots like 5% on the year and has like 300 shots. Hey, you can't knock getting shots on goal though, right? And as far as goaltending is concerned, we did not change the goalie. We kept John Gibson because, you know, most goalies don't have a good shooting percentage or a shooting percentage period. At least not in the last couple years. So what we're going to do is, as we always do, we're just going to go over here. We're going to sim up this season with this team. I know people are going to be like, why is Matthews on the 4th line? Why is Draisaitl down there? I wanted to keep it in line with shooting percentages. If he was the best in the league in shooting percentage, you got to be first line. It didn't have anything to do with whether you deserve to be first line overall wise or, you know, skill wise. It was strictly based off of your shooting percentage, and we are starting off very slow. It could make a big difference too, because we got Shea Weber on the second line. Like I said, we have some of our best players on the 4th line. Some of our not as good, at least overall wise, players on our first line definitely can make a difference here. Right now, though, we're 17-9. So, I mean, we started 9-7, got on a nice little win streak there. So, it wasn't a terrible start. We just had to build a little line chemistry there. Once everybody started to get to know each other, we started to play a lot better hockey, 24-14 to be exact. As long as we can keep this up, we'll make playoffs. Whether we go farther than that in playoffs, it's hard to tell. Like I said, I'm a little bit concerned about the defense. I think we have a pretty potent offense. I like Matt Dumba. I like Shea Weber. I don't know how I feel about Oleksiak. I don't know how I feel about Kolowski. John Gibson can carry, though. He's pretty studly. Looks like we're starting to plateau, though. We're 31, 23, and 6. We really haven't moved much since then. We've been right around that 10 games above 500 range. I think we'll be all right, though. We have 43 wins. Actually, we might not be all right. We are very close. 96 points right now. Is that where we're finished the season? 96. That might not be a playoff spot. It should be, but if it's not a playoff spot, it looks like our team couldn't quite handle it. We're going to find out real quick here because we're going to sim up until the, 8th? When the season ends, it's going to go and say playoffs. There it is. Playoffs against the LA Kings. All right, so we made the playoffs. We did all right. That was a close one. As far as points are concerned, though, Matthews on the fourth line made a big difference. Joe Pavelski even down there made a big difference. 56 points out of Pavelski, 51 out of Matthews. I want to see the minutes for these guys, how they're putting up 51 points. How many minutes did they play? Is that clear down here at the end? 12 minutes, 51 points. That's pretty solid. Same way, well, Joe Pavelski played 17. You got to put up more. Mark Scheifele's down there as well with 51 points, 51 out of point. A little bit surprised out of Pettersson, though. 48 out of Pettersson. 15 goals, 33 assists. Do they not have a high... He's got an 88 overall, so that's... I'm a little bit surprised there. Shooting percentage-wise, what matters, though? These are supposed to be our guys that know how to shoot. Let's filter the important stuff here. Filppula, 13.4%. Pavelski, 13.3%. So none of these guys came anywhere remotely close to their actual shooting percentages so far this year. Tom Wilson, Matthews. Let's see where the defense is at. When's the next defenseman coming up here? Oleksiak, 5.4%. 5% of Kowalski. So again, like I said, a lot of defensemen shoot 5%. That's the stats they're reflecting over here on NHL 19 as well. Go take a look at the points one more time. See who's at the bottom of the list. We didn't get all the way down there. 8 points. Lajoie, what are you doing, pal? 12 out of Oleksiak. Again, the defenseman down there, not too big of a surprise there. I want to see how my good friend Freddie Anderson did. John Gibson. Old goalie, played from about 4 years ago, pal. You're a little bit behind there. 931 save percentage at Johnny Gibson and a 2.07 goals against. What a stud. See how these fine young gentlemen do in the playoffs, though. We might not last long. We're going 4 in a row, though. A 2-2 series tie. It ain't that bad. Could have got swept. We didn't. We're going to go 2 more games. We're feeling pretty good today. There it is, going to game number 7 at LA. We're the road team. Again, 96 points. We didn't have a great season. How's it going to be? Ooh, we snuck it in there. Going up against the Dallas Stars in the second round. How about that? Go Dallas. Nice to see it. Nice to see those guys turn it around a little bit there. At least in the game. They need to turn it around. They're not doing too bad in real life, I guess, either. But, you know, they got those horse players on the first line. Owner's not too proud of. It's all right, though. They're beating us. Down 1-2 to the Dallas Stars right now, so that's not good. Down 3-1 to the Dallas Stars. I said 1-2. Does that sound weird? 1-2? But we're the 1. They're the 2. Down 3-1 versus Dallas at home. If we don't win now, we are bounced from the playoffs, and we won in overtime. Clutched it. Had to pick up the big dub, and we did. Had to pick up another big dub, and we did. Going to game number 7. We're the home team? Really? So Dallas pulled off the upset. We should go look at the standings real quick. I am intrigued now. I got to go check this out. Western Conference. Sharks, Preds, Jets, Kings, Ducks. The Dallas Stars did. They came in with 90 points, and they upset the 103-point San Jose Sharks. Impressive. All right, so we got a little bit of work to do here. So Dallas took out the big guns for us. Nice of them to do that for us. Now we just have to take care of them in a game number 7. Back at home. Tough place to play. And it's still going to be a tough place to play because we're going to St. Louis. The Blues, they've been looking for a Stanley Cup now for about 40 of their last 40 playoff appearances. Maybe they can get it this season. Maybe the Anaheim Ducks are looking for it, though. Let's get 2 games done. 2-0 lead for the Anaheim Ducks. It could be a sweep. We're going to go to game number 4, and we're going to sweep them. There, overtime loss. The St. Louis Blues just stayed alive. Last game in St. Louis. We're going back to Anaheim. Well, last game till game 6 if there is one, but there isn't. The Washington Capitals are going for the back-to-back Stanley Cups. Can they beat our Anaheim Ducks? Our Anaheim Ducks that are rocking 4th liners that belong in the first line, but the first liners could be on the 3rd line. It's a little bit twisted over here. Washington is probably confused. Series tied 1 apiece going into game number 3. Washington, what you got? Another L for the Washington Capitals. Up 2-1. Last game at home until we go back to Washington for a game. We have to take this one. Tough to play in Washington, and we lost. We got to go play one in Washington, and we have to steal one in Washington. We can't just play there. We got to take a W here, boys, and we're taking the big L. Last game of the series, potentially, if we cannot win this. Back at home. We have to win in front of the home crowd. Take it to a game number 7. Let's see what we got. It's over. The Washington Capitals are going to win this Stanley Cup, but we put up a pretty good fight. For a team that was a bunch of shooters and a bunch of... Didn't say anything about playing defense. Some of them did, some of them didn't. Didn't do too bad, but the Washington Capitals won a Stanley Cup, so we was just a little bit behind there. It's not a big deal. Had a pretty solid season. We'll see if we brought any hardware home while we're here. The Washington Capitals did. They brought home that nice Stanley Cup, as we did. They won the Presidents again. Patrick Kane, Art Ross. Hart Memorial went to Ovi. Well, look at him go. The James Norris went to John Carlson. Lady Bing went to Patrick Kane. Carter Memorial went to Svechnikov. And then the Smith went to Ovechkin. The Vezina went to Martin Jones. The Jennings as well. The Masterton went to Folin. The Selke went to Johnny Taves, coming back, stealing it from Bergeron and Kopitar. The Lindsay going to Alex Ovechkin and Richard, as you can expect. Ovi's winning awards. He's definitely going to get the Richard. We didn't take any hardware home, but we didn't do too well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see another one like this, I'm always listening to suggestions. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.